Cribl conducted a survey at the end of late last year, and some telling results from that. So you can see from those figures on there, approximately 54% said their security budget or IT budget wasn't increasing, or it's staying the same, staying stagnant. And some of the biggest challenges that people are facing is they expect their training and staffing budget to drop by about 36%. So again, it's a real skills gap area, very hard for retention, and not good in the current economic climate. And also, so 69% expected their investments, their security investments, to only increase up to 20% over the next year. So data growth is one of the big problems here. So just going through some of this, what the current challenges we've got. So it's a complex environment. So very much you can see from this diagram here, it's a linear one-to-one relationship. So what you'll have is you'll have your sources, be it network, endpoints, etc., and it's very linear. It's one-to-one, and in this example here, you've got FluentD going up to AWS. You've got a real mix, and it's a one-to-one. You might have a build versus buy scenario going on here. You might have some pre-built solutions that you've used for data pipelining, which introduce technical debt into your environment, because who's going to maintain them once those developers walk out? And you might have issues where they can't integrate with everything you want. Everyone's in sort of a hybrid mode at the moment in terms, if you're an organization that's over 5 years old, you're likely going to have a footprint within on-prem and cloud itself. So where do Cribl come into this? So we operate, our message is the right data in the right format to the right destination. So what we do is we're a vendor-agnostic data pipelining tool that sits in the middle between your sources and your destinations. And we can do a number of things, from collecting, optimizing your data. So for example, taking data feeds that are in XML, and I say XML was created by the devil. No security engineer wants to be searching through XML on their destination or system analysis. So we can take those XML feeds and turn them into key value pairs, or JSON, for example. So then you've got the storage benefit, search benefit when it's in your destination, but also it's a lot easier for those security analysts when they're dealing with their instance. We can do enrichment and routing and replay. I'll go into a few more details as we go through. So some of the projects that we can help with. So I'll pick a few areas. So some of the pain that's, really draw out some of the pains in some of these areas. So from a SIM login migration renewal, a lot of people are moving from their on-prem solution to a SaaS solution. Again, that involves a lot of pain. Also, if you're trying to look at, connecting your on-premise environment, to your cloud environment, you may be using things like express routes or direct connect. They've got limited bandwidth going from one to the other zone. You might have, a policy to try and implement a central security data lake strategy. So your threat hunting teams can get, access to a pool of data, but they might not want it in a proprietary format. And what you don't want to be able to do is give them API access to your system of analysis, i.e. your SIEM. And one of the other key ones is what we see across the board is a real backlog of data ingest. People are making choices either due to budgetary constraints, technical constraints, have got a lot of data on their backlog, and that is affecting the observability across the whole security landscape. So what are we trying to give you? So we're trying to give you these three things: choice and flexibility, control, and observe more and spend less. And we dig down into each one of these. So what do? So we eliminate that vendor locking. A lot of security tooling out there ensures that you have to store your data in their proprietary format within their certain tool. What we look to do is we allow you to route a copy of that data to your own, lower cost object storage, be that S3, Blob, NFS, or GCP. And what that allows you to do is store that in a non-proprietary format, such as JSON, RAW, or Parquet, and be able to replay that data back through when you need to, at no extra cost. We increase the efficiency, so we complement onboarding. So we're very vendor agnostic. We like to work with the other sources and destinations. We're not looking to do a rip and replace. And one of our key concepts is being able to receive once and send to different multiple destinations. So we can take a feed in from a certain vendor's agent, transform it to another format to meet another destination, and it's a seamless process. We let you control your data, so you can enforce data policies and standards. So the way we develop our architecture, we allow you to do RBAC across what we consider our worker groups, which means you can give different teams access to the different data pipelines across those worker nodes. We can do encryption, masking across sensitive data. So everything from MD5 to SHA-RIN, we can even do encryption with certain system tools as well. And this is one of the key USPs that we believe that no one else can do the way we do, is we store the data where you want it. So we give you back the control. So for another example, if you're in an MSP service and you don't want to give all of your data to that MSP, you want to have a cut of that data into your own environment, we give you that control to store it within your environment and replay that back through. And where does that come into play? Say you've got data in your systems of analysis tool, and a DevOps team wants to do an ML project or a long archival, threat hunting project. What it allows you to do is route that data into that object storage. You can give them a pot of that data. There's no more requirement to, enforce API access into your seams, which you don't want people like that there because you're doing your day-to-day business. We let you streamline data onboarding. So we've worked with, multiple customers to create data patterns because, predominantly it comes into push, pull, or a collector method. So what you can do then is you can make your internal governance a lot more streamlined because you know how you're going to get that data in from A to B, and we make that a lot more seamless. We allow you to make better decisions. I always see data. If you're looking at your organization as a body, data is the blood going around that body. So, if you give bad blood to your organs, etc., they're not going to function as well. And that's very much similar to the way that security tooling and observability tooling works. And what we allow you to do, because we're sending more of the right signal to the right destination, we allow you to optimize your infrastructure. You can lower your footprint, whether you have an on-premise tool, reduce the CPU count, and increase the tool performance, increase your search times on your seams as well. So bring it all together. So again, what we're trying to do is give you choice and flexibility, control, observe more, and spend less. And digging into a few of these pieces, we can route that data from any source to any destination, optimize it, whether that be in reducing white space, reducing null fields, etc. We can shape the data. If you want all your data to be in JSON format, you want your data to all be in Ceph format, we can take that data and do it in a no or low code scenario. We can redact that data, mask, hash, and encrypt that sensitive data. And one of our other key ones is enrichment. So a lot of the time, a lot of the systems of analysis, they only do their threat intelligence enrichment once it's been ingested into the tool. That could be 5 to 10 minutes latency in some environments. What we allow you to do, and we've got a very good use case with Grey Noise, is we allow you to pull that API feed into a Redis database and enrich your data as it's flowing across our product. So you get more real-time threat intelligence. And replay as well. This is our real USP, because we believe that no one else is doing it the way we do it. Being able to have control of that data and push it into your environment and keep control of that, have the ability to replay that back through, we're increasing the flexibility and agility. And if you think about the landscape, that makes things like POVs and changing tools or trying out different tools, it makes that a lot easier. And it makes your whole enterprise work a lot more effectively because you have less of that flag bearing when people get, an IT ops team gets into a data source and says, I'll put my flag here. You can't get your security tool and agent on this because I'm already here. So we eliminate that because we could take that feed, enrich it further, and send a separate pipeline down to the security SIM. Here's some of the companies that we've worked with before. And I just want to draw out a few of those points that we've got a 90% CSAT score. And we're across a wide variety of different customers and different sectors. And how can you go and try it for yourself? So going back to the first point on, we can see, most of that survey was predicting that their security and training budget would be cut. We have free training and always free training and accreditation. We've got a free to join Slack community. We can go and ask questions as internal people and people from other customers. We've got a free hands-on sandbox. So we own that infrastructure. We pay for that infrastructure. And you can come and conduct some of our sandbox. And also, our product is free to download. Or you can sign up for a Cribl cloud instance and ingest up to 1 terabyte a day. And come and see us at Booth 8.